Hello, this is Pokemon LP featuring Mewtwo in Pokemon Red. I am Raptor. Straightforward enough. Really don't see what the fuss with that. Anyway, to refresh the star team from Mewtwo as name, that is basically the name. The Moon, who's an Eevee. Now, as we can call them, Rattata, Yellow Rat. Anyway, let's just evolve our Eevee. HM, and of course our Wigglytuff, known as Experiment. They're tough, which is why they didn't use Sing there. You know. And welcome to Celadon City. It's the real reason you all started with Charmander. To go about a team bit, oh dear, this is Celadon City. This is Mewtwo. You might say that starting with a Mewtwo might give you an excessive advantage in the game. Obviously, it depends on their mood or on them generally. But yes, as you can see, they have Thunder Wave and Thunderbolt as things are, so it's going to be a great gym. Anyway, this Oddish is a slightly weak Pokemon, as you can see, but it sort of reveals certain issues which are going to come up with the gym as well. Namely that grass-type Pokemon in this game sort of seem to be going in a certain direction, and then they don't really go there per se. You just sort of end up with them being weak and perhaps slightly annoying. So, you know, despite Mewtwo being perhaps overpowered, I submit that starting with Mewtwo is in fact the correct way to play this game, and I will not change that opinion for any of you. So, I mean, this is sort of the problem with having Pikachu in your team, right? Which is that sometimes you just want it to, I don't know, die or something, and then this happens. At least their previous use of Absorb was futile. So this is Experiment, our Wigglytuff. They fancy that they're fighting types, so the result of that is that they still haven't used Sing, and they've been used twice. So, you know, in case you see this sort of flickering screen thing, it probably just means that we're trying to make a Pikachu faint. It's something personal, right? This is just for demonstration purposes. So this guy is seemingly where most of these LPs and individual episodes of LPs begin. So, as Wiggins said, why is that? Is it because they're so kawaii that your Japanese minds are drawn to it? I don't know why Wittgenstein said that. There, on the one hand, Celadon City does have a gym featuring grass-type Pokemon. On the other hand, would it be appropriate for Pikachu to faint to them first instead of anyone else? So we do sort of plan on capturing a few more Pokemon going forward, which we would like to have, this Pokemon. So like they're and there are actually Pokemon which we like. That seems plausible. Such as Electabuzz, Coffee. I mean, having Mewtwo at the end of the game, who's apparently a fairly important Pokemon and so on. It's sort of like, by that point, you've seen quite a lot of the game, haven't you? What? So let's just ask HM to cut down a tree, and we shall begin with Celadon City. This gym is full of women. I don't know, is this some kind of weird feminist thing? It totally is. So, where are we not allowed in? I don't recall anyway. They clearly don't mean the gym. That wouldn't make much sense, would it? Anyway, so expressing our continuing dissatisfaction with this grass-type gym, Meteor is just going to punch the first person out. You might regret doing this, but we probably won't. So you might wonder what the sort of idea of this gym was, and what it would seem to be is this sort of thing, right? It's frustrating, it's annoying, and slightly difficult to navigate, right? This is something that they'd build on in future games where leaders such as Bugsy, Whitney, a badge or something. Sort of like, why does the trainer not seem to matter anymore? To some Pokemon everywhere. Am I Johan Cruyff? Is this Peter or something? And in a sense on your collusion and so on, which is sort of behind their thing rather than any real strategy or anything which would go beyond that. Which can sometimes be the issue. You're expecting there to be some sort of purpose. And it's a crazy world we live in. Have you ever heard somebody tell somebody to play instinctively, meaning that they should be purposeless and lack any clear direction, so that they'll just let the other person win, as it were? I mean, might be worth a try. Some sort of posted form, anyway. So that water gun was well timed, and I think deserves some Pokemon now. So as you can see, this gym is sort of based on a certain sense of frustration. At the same time, grass-type Pokemon, as we've been captured them so far, and the Oddish hasn't been essentially that different from the Pokemon in the gym, is that while they do have a certain interest, I suppose, slightly, you could call it strategic, sneaky thing which you might identify with the first generation, they don't really do much with it. They're sort of more based around annoyance or the presence of some sort of, rather than really anything being behind that. So this is the moon's favorite gym, by the way. I know, right? Using a Vaporeon in a grass type gym. The attack Swift. Tragic. They were developing beauty. It's not. I don't know. We're just fighting some sort of freakish monstrosity right now. Is that a channeler? It probably isn't. That might be intentional, but was it strictly necessary? So you have Pikachu, and it's sort of like, all right, so they're going to be there. They're going to beat an Onix, and who even knows? And then it's sort of like, okay, so wait, I'm just going to I'll move right now, and I feel that having a Mewtwo in our team, or as it were, as a starter, who is your most important Pokemon, everyone knows this. Yeah, you can probably look it up somewhere. Means that this gym would be an appropriate place to examine, I suppose, there's the various ways in which things occur which pervert our world as it is. For instance, that sort of thing, you can win something, but then it's sort of like, no, not you. You specifically. No. By the way, it's a lizard. Something needs to be done. You need to move. You need something, and it's just you can't do that at this moment. Sorry. You're winning something quite comprehensively. The opponent is turned to stone, and then everybody just starts crying, and it's sort of like, you're not supposed to win. But no, that's totally what happened. That was just them. That just occurred. Well, you kind of wanted that. You lost. Sorry. That just occurred. Nothing there. Anyway. And then you have a lot takes down to coincidence. Means your name must talk. Meanwhile, we'll win. It's unfortunate. Hi. You released a person. Well, that didn't work. To use our Violet City gym voices for a second.